turbo? Trust us, it's just better to be in front. The Sonata Turbo from Hyundai.
For the first time ever, we're going to reveal the winner of the new season of Survivor. It's one of these people.
Super Bowl 47 on CBS Sports is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of Super Bowl 47. Here we go. The movie Star Trek Into Darkness in theaters May 17th. This film is not yet rated. And by Skechers Relax Fit Shoes, what Joe Montana wears for comfort.
Back at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, 7th time the big game has been contested inside here. 10th time overall in this great city. First 3 occasions out at the old Tulane Stadium. On first down, Kaepernick gonna drop back, gonna throw it middle of the field, and he's intercepted by Reed. Reed has just tied a postseason record for most interceptions as the New Orleans native has the pick, and a flag is out. Well, I tell you, it's getting ugly out here. It's only the mid-second quarter, and we've seen this brewing. And now Jim runs out. This is going to be the first time a San Francisco quarterback's ever been intercepted in a Super Bowl.
Well, that time, Jim, he was trying to hit Randy Moss, and Colin Kaepernick tried to throw it so hard, it got away from him just a little bit. And when you usually try to throw it hard and you miss it just a little, you're going to throw it high. That time it was high. Ed Reed, one of the greatest center fielders in the history of this league, can read the quarterback and react to the ball, and he was sitting there waiting for an easy interception.
Reed's 9th career postseason interception ties the record.
Well, he's really kind of played a different role here in the postseason, staying back much, much more.
After the interception, there are fouls on both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 74. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 24. Those fouls all set at the dead ball spot. First down, Baltimore.
Before that last throw, between Montana and Young, San Francisco had thrown 17 touchdowns, the Niners in Super Bowl history, with no interceptions.
Well, that ball should have been thrown soft and just in front of Randy Moss. Even then, it was going to be trouble. But this Ravens defense, they like to circle the wide receivers, watch the quarterback. That way they can react when it's in the air. That's why you saw so many guys around Randy Moss.
2 takeaways in this quarter. And from the 38, Rice able to slip past a couple of tackles and pick up about 5. What do you make of this?
Well, the game or the emotion, you got to get your emotions in check, because you don't want a silly penalty.
2nd and 4, and it's Leach. And Leach, as the ball squirts out, they're going to mark it for a first down. Coming up on the Jeep Super Bowl today halftime report, JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Coward. They'll have their analysis of the first half. Coming up on the Jeep Super Bowl today halftime report.
49ers offense, they needed to settle the game down the last time they were out there. Instead, they just threw some gasoline on the fire. And this is some pressure for this 49er defense to stop them.
On first down, back to the ground, and Rice able to get about a yard out of that.
When you get situations like this is when you get a defense to start creeping up a little bit, because the Ravens are running the football with a little success. Now, this 49er defense, they're used to being the big bully on the block. And today, they've met another big bully, there's no doubt. You're worried about the long pass. Now you got to start worrying about the run.
2nd and 9, running again, and Rice has it to about the 22. Patrick Willis is there.
The one thing Joe Flacco said about the offense, the coordinator change from Cam Cameron to Jim Caldwell. He goes, look, it's the same offense. It's the offense that Cam Cameron installed, so you got to give him a lot of credit. But he did say Jim Caldwell gets the plays in very quick, gives him time to look at defenses like this and get a little pre-snap read before the ball is snapped.
3rd and 4 with 4.5 to go. Rice cuts, zigs, and zags and has the first down. He is so shifty. Seen it a couple of times. Big play in the Indianapolis game on a short pass. Of course, the 4th and 29 signature play in the regular season.
Well, that time Navarro Bowman had him in man-to-man coverage, but he had to work his way around 2 defenders and 2 wide receivers. And Ray Rice felt the pressure on the outside, stops and breaks it back inside.
He sits out a play as Pierce is back in. And we'll go with Pierce. He's able to spin off a hit and maybe gain a yard. Back in the red zone again, where the Ravens now, their last 10 trips inside the red zone, 10 touchdowns.
Well, they're big, and we saw it in the first touchdown throw to Anquan Bolden. That's what you have to be alert for, is inside receivers going straight up the field looking for the football. And there doesn't have to be much of an opening for Joe Flacco to throw it in there.
All right, they spread it out. Flacco felt they could get some mismatches when they go spread. He's hit his last 6 passes. 2nd and 9, and it's through the hands of Bolden and could have been intercepted. Terrell Brown had a play on it for San Francisco.
Yeah, if Joe Flacco just waits a little longer, this is where to go with the football. They're double teaming the inside or the slot receiver, the guy inside of Anquan Bolden. Boy, you don't see Anquan Bolden drop it too often, but he's open. Not going to get big yards, but it would have made it 3rd and short.
Yeah, those hands usually so secure. 5 out of 6 on 3rd down. The Ravens face another one here. Need to get to the 5 for a first. Flacco going to the end zone, looking for Smith, and it's over his head. Covered by Culliver.
Yeah, good job by Chris Culliver. He's the extra defensive back. They love his cover skills. That time he was man-to-man, but it was a blitz. You don't see this too often from the 49ers. They're coming free. Joe Flacco felt it and had to get rid of the football.
And here's the first rookie to kick in the Super Bowl since Ryan Longwell for Green Bay back in Super Bowl 32, and it's a 32-yard field goal attempt. Oh, it's a fake, and it's Tucker taking off. Tucker's running it short of the first. Stop the yard short. Needed to get to the 5, and Darcel McBath was the man who prevented him from getting there. And Patrick Willis as well. Boy, if Dixon was out in front, had he been able to get that block, he might have been able to get it, but the Niners will take over at the 6-yard line.
I hate Mondays.
Yeah, they're the worst.
No worries, man. Everything will be all right.
Yeah, man.
Don't fret me, brother. Sticky bun comes soon. Yeah. Wicked coffee, Mr. Jim. Julia, turn the frown the other way around.
Hey, Dave, you're from Minnesota, right?
Yes, the land of 10,000 lakes. The Gopher State.
So in conclusion, things are pretty dismal.
You know what this room needs? A smile. Who wanna come with I?
Traveling along, there's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
You
guys are 3 minutes late.
Don't be no cloud on a sunny day.
Yeah, chill, Winston.
Sir?
Respect, bossman.
That's the power of German engineering.
23 years on the job, been exposed to a lot of human nature. A lot of surprises. But one thing always holds true. If you decide on a problem in this job, by choosing the lesser of two evils, you will never sleep at night. There's a time and a place for flexing your muscles and pumping your chest. This ain't it.
Don't miss the Pepsi Super Bowl 47 halftime show, kicked off by the first fan-made countdown.
And there she is, Sam Gordon. You just saw her, the 9-year-old football sensation from Salt Lake City with Commissioner Goodell, watching the Super Bowl, playing with the boys, scoring 35 touchdowns this year, averaging 8 yards a carry. How about that call?
Yeah, it was listen, I'm not even going to second guess the call. I understand why they did it. Everybody was up trying to block it, but Patrick Willis strung the play out, and it gave Darcel McBath just enough time to come over and stop the play short of a first down.
9 yards, asking the kicker to get 9 yards. That's a lot. And they came up a yard short. 3:05 to go, second quarter.
Well, they like to give Colin Kaepernick 2 plays. He checks into the one that suits the defense.
Going to be Gore to the short side. Suggs there, and then Upshaw.
And look at everybody, Jim, how they're up. Everybody at the line of scrimmage. Watch number 28, McBath. Good job by Willis. Just keeps the play alive, the little cutback. And McBath, good hustle. Stops the first down and maybe 7 points.
2nd and 10. Both teams with all their timeouts from the end zone. Kaepernick reloads, and he's almost intercepted. That was Kerry Williams stepping in front of Randy Moss.
Well, Colin Kaepernick does not anticipate throws. He likes to see the person open, and then he fires the football. But he double clutches on this when he's open, and you saw the little extra clutch. And Kerry Williams, both of these corners, they are aggressive, and they're not afraid to go for those interceptions.
Boy, he almost had that one. Did a great job recovering, too, after slipping and then getting back in position.
You throw an interception, sometimes you start second-guessing your decision-making.
3rd and 10. And they go draw. And the Ravens allow them to get about 6, but they'll force the punt.
Good stand by the defense. And again, that is Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman seeing that their quarterback is a little shaky. And they're worried. That last decision in double clutching, that'll make you run a draw on 3rd and long.
Timeout called by the Ravens, who have forced a 3 and out. It'll be getting the football back in a moment.
This is a great feel-good story.
What a plot.
The guy's fighting for his life.
Fighting. But here's the twist.
He has to lose.
He has to.
And he loses.
Big time.
And then, despite the odds,
He keeps it off.
Over 200 pounds.
For 15 years.
Bravo. Take a bow, Jared.
Congrats.
Attaboy, Jared.
Congrats, Jared, on keeping it off with the help of Subway Fresh Fit Meals. A simple way to enjoy eating better.
Subway, eat fresh.
Maybe I should do a remake.
Think that's amazing? This is amazing. The Amazing Race season premiere, CBS Sunday, February 17th. Super Bowl 47 on CBS Sports is sponsored by Volkswagen. Get in, get happy. And by Coca-Cola. Who will win the Coke? Vote and decide.
And that's a look from our Bud Light cam. And after the Ravens defense has the stand there, you say that makes that decision look even a little bit better now.
Well, it's one of the reasons why you do it. Your defense has got to beat on the offense. You hope they can hold them back in there. You take that chance. Look, you can't be afraid. If you're going to take a chance, a good time to do it is in the first half, where you have time to recover in case it hurts you.
Andy Lee. They don't get much better than this. Set all kinds of records last year. Pro Bowler, All-Pro this year, and he hits it down to the 33. Jacoby Jones mucks it, picks it up, and is able to get ahead to about the 45 with 2:07 to go and 2 timeouts. A 55-yard boot. Tavares Gooden, former Raven, makes the tackle for the 49ers. How would you rate Flacco's performance so far, Phil?
What's the word for it? Is outstanding. It's not good enough. Joe Flacco has made some terrific throws in this game. He is doing the old phrase we always hear. He's throwing receivers open. Probably, besides the scramble to throw down the sideline, the back shoulder throw to Dixon was probably the best throw of the game by him.
For something to remember here. They have a chance to do something right before the half, and then they'll be receiving the second half kickoff because they deferred after winning the toss. It's Flacco to Jones, and the ball's out of his hands. And 2:04 to go. I know how you love to manage a clock, and you probably would have loved to have seen a running play there if you were calling plays.
No, this doesn't bother me at all. You know, they're going to run their offense. They spread it out. They got the exact defense they wanted, Jim. You just got to throw and catch it. It was there to be made. Flacco a little high on the throw.
It's another play on the north side of the 2-minute warning as Flacco is going for that long ball they've been anticipating, and it's incomplete. No flag. Intended for Torrey Smith. Culliver breaks it up. See anything here?
Offensive pass interference, if anything. Another good job by Culliver.
2-minute warning.
Good night, Mr. Goldblatt.
Good night.
While spry and agile, the young gazelle is no match for the raw speed of the magnificent cheetah. However, outfit a human with a pair of Skechers Go Run 2 running shoes, and you never know what might happen. Introducing Skechers Go Run 2 with midfoot strike technology. They're designed for speed.
And now, the performance moment of the year, brought to you by Bridgestone. Trailing San Diego with less than 2 minutes left, Baltimore faced 4th down and 29 when Joe Flacco threw to Ray Rice, who picked up a block from Anquan Bolden and made the first down. coming at just the right moment. Rice's critical play led the Ravens to an overtime win. Bridgestone salutes all those that perform their best when they're needed most. Visit BridgestoneTire.com for tire information. Bridgestone, the official tire sponsor of Super Bowl 47.
Sherlock Holmes on Watson.
Watson, she's fairly bright.
I found something you missed.
Not unattractive. Do you believe in love at first sight? Because I love what I do. And unlike most who try to follow along with me, she can almost keep up.
You were so full of it.
Is it something I said?
TV's #1 new show, Elementary, after the Super Bowl.
Stay tuned to see Beyonce and the Pepsi Super Bowl 47 halftime show kicked off by the first fan-made countdown.
Well, as I watched this first half, the 49er defense, when they have played, just got up and played man-to-man coverage on these Raven receivers, they've won the battle. Joe Flacco's getting most of his completions against zone coverage when they're just watching him.
Third and 10. And Flacco heaves it down the field. Open as Jones catches his on his back. He can get up. Jones makes the shift. Jones to the end zone, and he's in for the score. What a play by Jacoby Jones.
What a call from the sideline. It's a little double move. Jacoby Jones going across the field. There's an inside safety going to double team him, but that move opens him up. And what an alert play, Jim, getting off the ground and going to the end zone. I thought he might have been touched.
Oh, he was close, but he wasn't.
Yes.
How about these playoffs for Jacoby Jones? The 70-yarder at Denver, the end of regulation, and then coming home to New Orleans. Catching one here on third down like it was out in Denver, and it's 21-3.
It's not what you think. It's a phoenix with 4 wheels. It's a hawk with night vision goggles. It's marching to the beat of a different drum. And where beauty meets brains, it's big ideas with smaller footprints. And knowing there's always more in the world to see. It's the all-new Lincoln MKZ.
Joe Flacco has just thrown his 3rd touchdown of this game. He's got 11 in the postseason, which ties an NFL single-year postseason record.
Well, that is a call from up top by Jim Caldwell. Chris Culliver has been so aggressive and has really been terrific here in the first half. They took advantage of the fact that he is playing so hard on the receiver, and that little wiggle, the double move by Jacoby Jones got him wide open down the field.
Jones had 1 touchdown catch in the regular season. Now in the postseason, a 70-yarder and a 56-yard touchdown catch. James takes a knee. 1:45 to go. Niners have all their timeouts.
Couple things to watch. Here's Jacoby Jones. Anquan Bolden occupies the deep safety. So that is enough, Jim, to get one-on-one on the outside. Now look at this little move here, and he goes right by him because Chris Culliver thinks he's going across the field. And that was a move at full speed, and Culliver not able to react to it. And a good job, of course, we already said, Jacoby Jones getting off the ground.
San Francisco allowed 1 touchdown pass of 50 yards or longer all year.
And right here, if you're Colin Kaepernick, you be super conservative with the football.
That's Crabtree and Reed, along with Lewis and later Suggs, collide for a 6-yard gain.
Well, this 49er team used to being down. We saw it down in Atlanta, and Atlanta's a terrific football team, but they don't have this rate. This is not the same defense they're facing.
2nd and 4. And Kaepernick has the first down to Walker. Got a flag.
Unbelievable throw.
Two. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 92. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
The call on Nada now gives the 49ers a great spot to do some business here before the half.
Yeah, definitely a late hit. 2 steps for holding Nata. But how about that throw down the field, too? Now, he threw an interception, almost threw another one into tight coverage against maybe the best defensive back against the Ravens. Colin Kaepernick just stepped forward and just absolutely nailed Davis with the football.
That is the first penalty on Baltimore. And now the Niners have it on the Ravens side of the field with 1:15 to go in the half. Kaepernick incomplete, going back to Moss, who does not have a catch. It was Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith, first-round draft pick, Jim. We've talked about him. He is getting healthy again, and they decided he's slowly getting back in the rotation. He comes in as the 3rd defensive back or the 3rd corner. And last week against New England, he played well, or 2 weeks ago. And they said they're going to get more opportunities, and you can see why.
On 2nd and 10. They pick up the blitz. And Kaepernick down the field. Caught by Walker. And they ruled he was down. I didn't see him touched. Not sure he was touched. But a nice catch by Delaney Walker.
I think we said it right. Everybody talks about all the zone read and all that. How about this throw?
Well, they're sliding by him. Ed Reed got a hand on him to down him, but the Niners are in the red zone.
Didn't look like much. Bunch of guys running around in a pile of mud. So we introduced a few rules, just to keep the peace. Suddenly, we had a game on our hands. Then something more than a game. And so we swore to protect it. This thing we couldn't be without. So we'd have it forever. Learn how we're working towards a safer, more exciting NFL at NFLevolution.com.
Coming out of a 49er timeout. Still have 2 with 57 seconds to go.
Oh, he's definitely touched. I think it goes back, though, just not to keep harping on it, but if Colin Kaepernick cannot run, you see why he could still be a big-time quarterback in the NFL. He just makes special throws. That was a special throw, that last one.
One of the strongest arms I've ever seen.
It is, and he does it with ease. That's when you know you can throw it. Make it look easy.
1st and 10, Kaepernick. Back to Davis, Pollard, and Lewis. Double them up, gain of 8.
I always say, you know, you judge throwers when they need to really rear back and let it go. Can they still control it? Both of these quarterbacks can. And you see the clock running down. It's no hurry by the